So, Tasneem, can you read from here? Atticus got up from his chair.
Atticus got up from his chair, but he was moving slowly like an old man. He put the newspaper down very carefully, adjusting its creases with lingering fingers. They were trembling a little. Go home, Jem, he said. Take Scout and Dill home. We were accustomed to prompt, if not always cheerful, acquiescence.
Quizzes.
Acquiescence to Atticus's instructions, but from the way he stood, Jem was not thinking of budging. Go home, I said.
Okay,
Jem shook his head.
till here. Atticus got up from his chair. So when Atticus was till that time, when he saw all the men and all around him, he was very firm. He did not move at all from his chair on which he was sitting. He had not moved from there. But now when he saw Scout standing there in the middle of these white men who were dangerous, Atticus got up now from his chair. But he started moving slowly like an old man. He put the newspaper down and he was slowly folding, adjusting its creases, means folds, lingering fingers, means he was taking a long time doing. His fingers were moving slowly. They were also shaking a little. His fingers were shaking a little as he was folding the newspaper, keeping it down. Why do you think so? Because he was now a little scared that Scout was there, and now Jem and Dill were also there, and he was scared that these men were going to harm his children. So that is why his fingers were shaking and trembling a little. Till now, he was not afraid. He was not afraid for himself, but now he was scared because of his children. Go home, Jem. So he ordered Jem that please go home and take Scout and Dill with you. We were accustomed to prompt. We, Scout is here referring to herself, her brother Jem and Dill. So we were accustomed means used to. Prompt means quick, if not always cheerful acquiescence to Atticus's instructions. Please understand this line. This is important that these children always obeyed whatever their father said immediately. Prompt means immediately. They obeyed whatever their father said. But it was not always that. It is always children do listen to their parents, but always the acceptance of their orders is not taken in a very good sense. That children may not like what their parents tell them to do, but they accept the orders. They do obey their parents. So here also they were accustomed to prompt. They used to obey whatever their father said immediately, although it was not always that they were very cheerful about it. They were very happy about agreeing to whatever the parents said. So they similarly, Scout is saying that we were accustomed to, that means we were used to accepting whatever orders Atticus gave us. We used to accept it immediately, but here in this case, the acceptance was not always cheerful, not always willing acceptance. But from the way he stood, Jem was not thinking of budging. But today, Jem was not going to listen to Atticus. But the way Jem was standing, Scout could make out that he was not thinking of moving from that place. Budging means moving. Go home, I said. Again, Atticus repeated to Jem, asking him to go home. Yes, Tasneem, continue louder.
Jem shook his head as Atticus's fists went to his hips. So did Jem's, and as they faced each other, I could see little resemblance between them. Jem's soft brown hair and eyes, his oval face and snug-fitting ears were our mother's, contrasting oddly with Atticus's graying black hair and square-cut features. But they were somehow alike. Mutual defiance made them alike.
Yes, wait.
Son, I said.
Okay. So, when Atticus repeated his instruction asking Jem to go home, Jem simply shook his head. He said no. Okay, shook his head means he was not going to obey his orders. So as Atticus's fists went to his hips, now Atticus was very angry and he put his fists on his hips. So did Jem's. Jem also put his fist on his hips. Okay, and as they faced each other, this is very important. As they faced each other, I could see little resemblance between them. So as these two were facing each other, and Atticus was asking Jem to go home, and Jem was refusing to leave the place. And now Scout is observing both of them. She's matching their features, and she says that there was little resemblance between them. That means they did not resemble each other. Jem had soft brown hair and eyes. He had an oval face, and snug fitting ears means closely fitting ears. His ears were very close to his face. Were our mothers. That means Jem's features were like their mother's features, contrasting oddly. So his features were totally opposite. Contrasting means totally opposite. With Atticus's graying black hair, Atticus had the grayish black hair and square cut features. So Jem had soft brown hair and he had an oval face, whereas Atticus had graying black hair and he had square cut features, but they were somehow alike. So how were they alike? Mutual defiance made them alike. Mutual defiance means their stubbornness, both of them. So they were not alike in their features. Their features were entirely different, contrasting. They had opposite features. As far as their physical features were concerned, they were totally opposite. But what was alike? Mutual defiance, resistance, stubbornness. This made them alike. Okay, their stubbornness made them alike. Okay. What was the feature that made them alike? If they ask you, their mutual defiance, which means their stubbornness. They were both stubborn. If Atticus was stubborn, the son was even more stubborn. The son said that, no, I will not go home. He had decided and he did not go home, did not obey his father, because they realized that the father might be in trouble, and these children refused to leave their father alone in this situation. And therefore Jem continuously refused to obey his father. Yes, Sanvi, you can read. Sanvi Divedi.
I said, go home. Jem shook his head as a burly man said, grabbed Jem roughly by the...
Sanvi, your audio is not very clear. Your audio is not very clear, Sanvi. Kushi has already read. Somebody else. Wait, let me check. Hiral, can you read? Hiral Sinha, can you read? Nandika, can you read? Nandika Tandon.
Yes.
Yes, read.
Son, I said, go home. Jem shook his head. I'll send him home, a burly man said, and grabbed Jem roughly by the collar. He yanked Jem nearly off his feet. Don't you touch him. I kicked the man swiftly, barefooted. I was surprised to see him back in really pain. I intended to kick the shin, but aimed too high. That blew. Scott. Atticus put his hand on my shoulder. Don't kick folks. No, he said, as was pleading justification.
Okay. Wait.
Ain't nobody.
Son, I said go home. This was the third time Atticus repeated to Jem that go home. Jem again shook his head. So there was a burly man, means a very fat looking man there, and he said, he asked this one to go home, all of them. He said he saw that this boy was not listening, and therefore he said, let me send him home. And he grabbed Jem by the collar. Okay, he grabbed Jem by the collar. He yanked. Yanked means nearly pulled with a jerk. He pulled him up with his collar and he was nearly off his feet. Jem's feet was not touching the ground. He had pulled him up. Okay, don't you touch him. So Scout was very angry. Scout said, don't you touch him. She kicked the man swiftly, means quickly she kicked the man. She kicked the man and just wait a minute. Barefooted. I was surprised to see him fall back in real pain. So this girl, when she saw that this man was grabbing her brother, she could not stop herself. She quickly kicked the man, and she was surprised that with her bare foot, she had kicked the man, but the man had fallen back in pain. So she had intended to kick his shin. Shin means the lower part, the part below the knee, the front part of the leg below the knee. So she had planned to kick him there, but had aimed a little higher. So that this man, when he received a kick from this boy, this girl Scout, he was in a lot of pain. Yes, continue from that'll do, Scout.
That'll do, Scout. Atticus put his hand on my shoulder. Don't kick folks. No, he said, as was pleading justification. Ain't nobody gonna do that way. Ain't nobody gonna do Jem that way, I said. All right, Mr. Finch, get him out here. Someone growled. You got 15 seconds to...
Just wait a minute, children.
Got him out.
Wait a minute, huh? Yes. Who was reading, Nandika? Yes, continue from that'll do, Scout, again.
Okay, ma'am. That'll do, Scout. Atticus put his hand on my shoulder. Don't kick folks. No, he said, as was pleading justification. Ain't nobody gonna do Jem that way, I said. All right, Mr. Finch, get him out here. Someone growled. You got 15 seconds to go him out here.
Okay, wait.
In the midst of
wait, Nandika. Don't you touch him. I kicked the man swiftly. So here Scout was very angry that this man had grabbed her brother by the collar and he was pulling him, jerking him. So she kicked this man and told him that he was not supposed to touch Jem. And this man got hurt. He was in pain, and Scout explained that she had intended to kick his shin, but she aimed a little higher than that. So Atticus told Scout, that'll do, Scout. That'll do, Scout means that's enough, Scout. You don't have to kick anybody. Don't kick folks. Don't kick folks, no. So he was very angry and he told Scout that you should not go around kicking anyone here. He said, as I was pleading justification, because Scout was justifying herself. She was trying to say that he was not supposed to touch my brother. Why did he touch my brother? That is why I kicked him. She was trying to explain to her father, but her father told her that I don't want any justification for that. You should not go around kicking folks over here. Ain't nobody gonna do Jem that way, I said. And Scout, ain't nobody gonna do Jem that way means nobody is going to do that to Jem. Nobody should harm Jem. Otherwise, I'm going to do the same. She said, if anybody is going to touch my brother Jem, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to behave the same way. I'm going to kick that person. All right, Mr. Finch, get him out of here. Someone growled. So someone from the crowd again told Mr. Finch, Atticus, that please get these children out of this place. He told these children that please, he told Mr. Finch that please let these children get out of this place. You've got just 15 seconds to get them out of here. Yes, Nandika, continue.
In the
Andhra
middle,
ma'am, just a second. I would like to interrupt. There are many students whose videos are switched off. Please make
switch
sure
on
you
your
people
video.
switch it on. Many of them. And Akshita Yadav, you are still in class 7. You haven't changed your section as well. How do we know you are in which section of class 8?